Good afternoon and welcome to another VLRP lesson. My name is Mpanya and this is lesson number 20, the first lesson for English in the third term. I welcome all the grade 9 teachers and learners. Thank you very much for joining the lesson. And today we are going to tackle tenses. Right. What is tense? A tense is a grammatical feature of verbs that indicate the time of an action, the state, or the event. The time of an action, the state in which that action takes place, and the event. Apologies, I've got. It shows whether something happened in the past or is happening in the present, or action will happen in the future. Tense is important for conveying the time-related information of a sentence. Now let's look at individual verb tenses. We start first with simple present tense. In simple present tense, the action is simply mentioned. There is nothing being said if it is completed or not. Then we are going to look at simple present tense when we use regular verbs. Remember, we have regular and irregular verbs. Let us first of all start with how do verbs change from one tense to another if that verb is regular. We have a rule, we have a description thereof, and example of such verbs. Rule number 1, when you add suffix ed, most regular verbs form the past tense by adding ed or suffix ed. An example of that is walk. Rule number 2, you just add suffix d. When does that happen? It happens if the verb ends in e, then you just add suffix d. For example, love. Rule number 3, in present tense, if you want to change a verb to past tense and it's a consonant, then you change y to l to I plus suffix ed. If the verb is consonant and has a y at the end, you change the y to an I and add suffix ed. Such verbs, an example of such verbs is carry. Then, rule number 4, when the verb ends in a vowel y, you add ed, the suffix ed, after vowel plus y. And that, for example, we have play. But I just want to warn you or remind you, there are always, remember that, there are always exceptions to the rule. Therefore, there may be words which end in y and they are consonants, but when you change them from, when they change from present to past tense, they don't end in IED. I just wanted to make an exception there. Now, let's go back and look at what we did in present tense, how it changes when it comes to past tense. In the past tense, the action is simply mentioned. It is understood to have taken place in the past. We look again at regular verbs. We've already looked at our rules and our descriptions. Remember, we said walk, it will end with suffix ed, so it becomes walked. Love will, because it ends with an e, it will just add suffix d and it will become loved. Then carry, because it ends with a consonant y, then it changes, it has a consonant plus y, then it will change into carried with the suffix ied. Then play and carry, they sound the same. They've got a similar sound. However, look at why they don't end up in the same suffix or with the same suffix. Play, A is closer to Y and A is a vowel, while R is closer to Y, but R is a consonant. Therefore, if the consonant is closer to Y, then you just add IED in the past. However, the same cannot be said with in situations where a vowel is next to a Y, like in play, A being a vowel is next to I. In such instances, the suffix will be ed and the word play will be played in past tense or will be written as played in the past. I hope that you understand it. Then let's look at simple present tense when we use irregular verbs. Again, we have 4 rules here. Rule number 1, there is no fixed pattern. Irregular verbs that do not follow a certain rule, like go. Then we have vowel changes. Some irregular verbs change vowels when they move to past forms. For example, see. Then rule number 3, some form in all tenses, meaning some irregular verbs keep the same form regardless of the tense or irrespective in which tense they are. For example, cut or set. Completion form change. While some irregular verbs do not change the form, others change the form completely in all forms or in each tense in which they change. Let us look at these irregular verbs and how they change. Here we are. Which irregular verbs have no fixed pattern? We said it's go. So can you see go does not have any fixed pattern? It's go, went, and gone. So there's no fixed pattern. You can't say go, goes, and gone. That will be a pattern. But here is go or goes, went, and gone. Then where the vowel changes, sing changes into sang in the past, and the participle thereof is sang. You see, the vowel has undergone 3 changes. from I to A to U. That's why we say vowel changes in past forms. In each and every single form, the vowel takes a new form or a new look. Some form in all tenses, or same form in all tenses. Some verbs keep the same form in all tenses. Therefore, cut, not C-U-T, but cut remains cut in the past, and even in the past participle, it remains cut. Therefore, it keeps its form, it keeps its vowel U, U, U. Then others change completely in all forms. To be will be, was, or were, depending on the what? On the person and the number. And then the participle will add, will be a been. So you see, be changed totally. It becomes was or were in the past, depending on the person and the number. And then for a past participle, it takes the form of been. Then we look at simple present continuous or progressive. We use present continuous to talk about actions happening at the moment of speaking or contemporary situation. This is seen by the word continuous or progressive. Remember, learners, sometimes in the examination, you'll not, the examiner might use a certain word or a different word from continuous, and that will be progressive. Remember, whenever you see progressive, remember is continuous. In simple continuous tense, for first person singular, I am studying English now. Look at how the verb takes a suffix ing. Plus what? Plus the auxiliary verb am. You only use am for first person I when it is in singular. Then the second one, the parliament is not investigating. Investigate as a verb takes ing if it is in simple present tense, and it is supported by what? By the auxiliary is if our subject is in the third person singular. Now, the third one, why are you sleeping at this time? This one is the second person. Remember, second person, both plural and singular take the same auxiliary verb are. So you are, you might refer to one person or more than one people. However, this auxiliary verb remains the same are. Why are you? Then which our verb is flip. Then we add ing to change it into continuous or progressive, and it becomes, why are you sleeping at this time? Let us look at the past. We use the past continuous, often combined with the past simple, to talk about an action, to talk about an action which was taking place at a specific time in the past when something else happened. And this is seen by the word again, continuous or progressive. She was chatting with a friend at 9 o'clock last night. This S should be was. She was chatting with a friend at 9 o'clock last night. Therefore, was, because she is singular form, third person singular form, and it's a pronoun, it will take was. Then chat takes ing. We were not taking the test when the principal arrived. We first person plural will take were, and take being a noun will take ing as a suffix to change it into progressive, and it become we are not taking. Were you eating at a cafe when I called? Remember, I've already indicated that you is second person, plural and singular. And in the present tense, it took are, or it used are as an auxiliary. But here, because it's past tense, it will take were to indicate that our sentence is now in continuous, because the verb eat will take suffix or the suffix ing and becomes eating. Thank you very much for joining the lesson. I hope that you gain something new. Until we meet again, goodbye and have a wonderful day.